What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the North Shore 9 Spring Training Wrap-Up. It is Wednesday, February 26th. The Pirates just defeated the Baltimore Orioles by the score of 7-3 here at Lecom Park. I'm Jim. With me is Cody Coleman. Some call him El Gato. Cody, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. El Gato is in the building.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, good weather today. Great game. It was a split squad. The Pirates were also playing Atlanta on the road today. That game they lost by the score of, I want to say it was 9-4.
9-4.
9-4. But we're going to talk mostly about this game. Jack Swinski did homer in that game. Hunter Barco pitched an inning, 2/3 scoreless innings. But yeah, let's kind of get into this one. Before we do, though, Bet Online, I do want to tell you about them. They are the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Cody, I think in this one, I want to start with Bailey Falter, making his spring debut. It was a strong debut. We talked on the pregame show a little bit how last spring Bailey Falter really struggled. Today, he looked good. 2 scoreless innings.
He looked like the Bailey Falter that we saw towards the middle and end of the season. He hasn't lost it since then, guys. He looked really good. What I really noticed and liked is that he had a lot of confidence against lefty-lefty matchups. Just like it was like he was in a regular season game with the aggressiveness he went with it. It's like, yeah, that's your bread and butter, but also like some people like to ease into that, But he was pitching like he was like, I know I'm going to get this guy out. Like it was just awesome. He struck out Colton Cowser. That was his first strikeout, lefty-lefty, and I was like, wow, he's really going after it. And like I said, you don't really see that out of guys this early in spring training.
Well, and you mentioned the Colton Cowser strikeout. So he goes 2 innings, gives up 1 walk, no hits, strikes out 3. And the lineup he was facing, like this wasn't a bunch of scrubs. Baltimore brought up some good players to this game. Jackson Holliday, Ryan Mountcastle, Colton Cowser, Heston Kjerstad, all started for the Orioles today. And yeah, Falter looked great.
Yeah, no, he struck out Cowser, he struck out Mayo, and he struck out Kjerstad.
Yeah,
just 3 great hitters in a row. That like one sort of unproven. He hasn't been in the MLB yet, Kobe Mayo, but just 3 guys that like you don't really expect to get struck out that easily, and he just attacked him hard, and he was just ready to go.
Yeah, Dennis Santana also with a scoreless inning of relief, and then also I want to talk about the lefties. Tim Meza.
Yeah, Meza pitched very well.
Tim Meza looked great. He's probably looked the best out of any of those relief options that we've seen enter games so far. He gets 3 punch outs in his 1 scoreless inning of work today. If you're kind of making that lefty battle in the bullpen a thing, right? He pitched today. Barucki also pitched today. Barucki didn't look as sharp.
No.
He did end up picking up the win, but he gave up a run. He made an error on a pickoff throw to second. But, yeah, I mean, as far as the bullpen goes, Santana, Meza, they look great.
Meza looked really good. And, I mean, he started out with a strikeout, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he had 2 really hard hit balls. They only went for singles. And I was like, maybe he doesn't got it. And he just came back with 2 more strikeouts. And I was like, wow, this dude's got it. He had 2 batted at-bats there. And he came back not swinging, pitching very hard and got the outs. So,
yeah, Strzelecki also with an inning of relief. He did give up a run. Again, Ryan Barucki with the run given up. Carson Fulmer looked, I thought, pretty good in his 2 innings. He gave up a run as well, but he looked pretty sharp. Then Ryder Ryan closed it out with a scoreless 9th.
Yeah, he looked all right. I do want to say we have a report from the Department of Pitching Efficiency, and they said the award for most efficient today goes to Dennis Santana. He had 9 pitches and 6 strikes. That's all he did. He got pop out, fly out, and line out.
Straight from the Department of Pitching Efficiency.
Yeah, it's straight from dope.
Love it. Shifting to the offense.
Yes.
I mean, it was Andrew McCutchen's first spring action, and he looked very Andrew McCutchen-like. He drew 2 walks. He did ground out, but I mean, 2 walks. The eye was there. The bat flips were there on the walks. So he's in mid-season form. He's already got a good judge of the strike zone. And again, the bat flip that was like, all right, he's ready to go.
Yeah, and I know pregame you guys were talking about, is Kutch going to use the ABS? Is he going to try and just to utilize that? You guys, I think Tyler specifically was very much like, no, he's not going to use it. I was hoping for it because we know how well Kutch can see the zone.
Yeah.
But he really didn't get an opportunity. And he drew the 2 walks anyway. He had one at bat where he was down 0-2, fouled off a couple, and still came back to get a walk. So, yeah, Kutch is Kutch. The eyes are still working. But I would love to see him use the ABS soon because his eyes are so good at seeing the zone. We know there's a lot of instances last season where he was like very frustrated. And I think the ABS is going to be utilized by him a lot.
Yeah, I feel like if the ABS were a thing this year, it would be something that Kutch would utilize a lot. With it not being in the Major League Baseball, maybe not, but
maybe next year.
Maybe next year if he's back. Tommy Pham was probably, as far as the starters go, 2 hits from Tommy Pham today. But it was the reserves again. The reserves are the ones who really made the noise. Yeah. Henry Davis came into the game. He got 2 hits. He doubled in the right. But let's talk about Matt Gorski. Cody, there's something in the water when Gorski faces Baltimore. He's had 4 plate appearances this spring against the Baltimore Orioles. He's got 9 RBIs, and he's got 3 home runs. He hit a 2-run homer today, really just right over to our left here, about 20 feet over the fence. His 3rd homer of the spring. He looks good.
I think Matt Gorski really hates birds. He hates birds so much. He sees that Orioles logo, and he's like, I'm going to crush one today. But no, I was telling Jim after the home run, I was like, I really think he wants this first base spot. He wants to make the opening day roster. I mean, who doesn't? But he's the one right now that's standing out and proving why he should be there.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing everything that you would want him to do. I think he's kind of on the outside looking in. He's not on the 40-man. You wonder why he hadn't come up at some point last year, when the Pirates were needing somebody. But he is providing that offense. I said that homer today is 3rd of the spring, all 3 against Baltimore. And the sacrifice fly, too. Just a good piece of hitting.
Hit.
Runner on third base, less than 2 outs, and he hits the ball hard in the air. He drives it to the warning track for another RBI. So, yeah, another really, really good game out of Matt Gorski. And the other reserves, too, I want to mention Johnny Severino, who came over in the Carlos Santana trade a couple years ago. He ripped a 102-mile-an-hour double into the gap in left center. He came in, he was wearing number like 89 or 90 or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I think it was like 82.
Yeah,
like, who is this guy? I had to look at the MLB app.
Yeah, he didn't have his name on the back of his jersey, but yeah, he came in, got his cut in, and made a nice play. But yeah, I mean that was kind of what I took out of this game. Just really, Matt Gorski continues to impress. Tim Meza really looking good as far as that number 2 lefty out of the bullpen. And then Bailey Falter. Bailey Falter looked great. Dennis Santana, like you said, efficient in his 1 inning of work.
Yeah, I want to go back to Gorski for a second. I know he's not in the 40-man, but I think this could be like a Jared Jones story of last year, at least right here in the first week. We still have a lot of spring to go, but as of right now, I think he could be that story that like somehow, some way, he finds himself on the 40-man, on the opening day roster. I'm not trying to dip into the hopium like Tyler has been. I've been very pessimistic since we've been down here, just because I feel like the last 2 years I've been so optimistic and just let down. So this is the one piece of optimism, other than Johan Oviedo. I'm very excited for him as well. But Matt Gorski is my guy that I think somehow, some way, I think if there is a way, he's going to find it and find himself on the opening day roster.
Listen, they're going to need a first baseman for 2 to 3 weeks. And the thing that Gorski gives you, he gives you power. He gives you the ability to play first, but he also gives you the ability to play the outfield. Where if you need to play him in center, you need to play him in right, you need to play him in left, he can do that. So that versatility may come in handy for him when it comes down to that roster spot.
Yeah, and the biggest competition for him there, I feel like, is your guy, DJ Stewart. And he also has that versatility of being.
Stewart can't play center, though. That's the one thing Gorski's got. Gorski can play center.
Right, but he can't play outfield, and I think that's his biggest competition right now. But also, I think we had Adam Frazier starting at first yesterday. They're trying out everybody right now. So there's a lot of competition for this first base spot. But right now, this first week, Gorski is like in a slim right behind DJ Stewart, I'd say.
Yep. So again, Pirates win 7-3 against the Baltimore Orioles here from Lecon Park. I'm Jim. This is Cody. will be live tonight at 9 o'clock on NS9 Live. We'll have Jared Carabas. We recorded a hit with him. Dallas Braden recorded a hit with him. So those will be live tonight as well. But yeah, from LeCom, sounding off. We'll see you guys later tonight.
Catch you later.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.